So I heard something really interesting just this last week from a mentor. He said, you are not on vacation. This edition of Mindset Monday, I want to talk about a mindset and a mentality to take in to this next few weeks, next month during this quarantine. Let's begin. So on vacation, right? You're not on vacation. You see, Max, my mentor, he said this to me while we're taping a podcast. And I can't wait for you to hear this podcast. This podcast is going to be amazing. Max Kavlovsky, he's actually a business coach. He's a friend. He's a mentor for me. And he said that to me, and it really resonated with me. Because in our conversation, he said, you know, this is really the mentality that unfortunately, that some people are having. Like, this is almost like a time where I can pull back and not dive in and engage. And what he was saying there in that podcast, again, make sure you listen to that podcast. We're going to make sure to put a link to it when it's available. But make sure you listen to it, because what he was saying there is like, listen, you have more time than what you've ever had in the past. Some of us, some of you, hey, you're essential. You are knocking things out. You're killing it. You're doing everything you need. You're on the front lines, like my friend Sean Brennan, who's also going to be on a podcast coming up. But for those of us that maybe things have slowed down a little bit, maybe things are not as fast paced as they were before, you see, you have time. So what are you going to do with that time? Well, you need to be intentional. You need to have a plan. You need to set a plan and time block and make sure that you're attacking. You see, there are things that you've wanted to do. There are books that you've wanted to read. There are items around your house that you've wanted to knock out. Like for us, today we wanted to clean a vacuum cleaner. And I know that sounds crazy. Why do you clean a vacuum cleaner? Well, we had a vacuum cleaner and it needed to be cleaned out so that we could actually use it. It was somebody that gave it to us. And so here's the thing. Find what needs to get done and do it. You've got the time, because this is the time where you could truly dive in to better understand. Maybe Facebook ads is what I've been working on, or maybe it's that book, or maybe it's that recipe that you've wanted to try that you really want to hone in and get better at. Whatever it is, you have the time. And there are people that need to hear from you. Pick up the phone and call them. You have the time. Don't let this precious time slip away and be looking back on it and go, you know what? There's so much more I could have gotten done. I'm already kicking myself because there's so much more that I could have gotten done. So in this edition of Mindset Monday, hear me out. We're not on vacation. This is the time for us to engage and press forward and work on ourselves to make ourselves better. This is Mindset Money. My name is Tomas Martinez. Be sure to subscribe and make sure you find something to do and get it done one thing at a time. Don't make a list of 50 things. Just find that one thing, get it done, and then find the next.